Welcome back, everybody, to the third segment today of the second day of our 2018 BVarsity Coaches Show, brought to you by Motor City Buick GMC. We are joined by another first-year head coach. This time it's Josh Bocker over at Golden Valley. Josh, you spent the last 2 years at Wasco. You're a 24-year-old head coach. When you were playing college football at Lewis and Clark State, right?
Yes.
Did you think that, 2 years removed from playing, running back in college, that you'd be a head coach in Bakersfield?
I think it's hard to say.
Get a little closer to the mic, too.
I always knew I wanted to. I always knew I wanted to be a coach. The fact that it happened this fast, I mean, it's unfathomable to me. But I always knew I wanted to be a coach. I always knew I wanted to work with kids. So I guess this is just the next logical step for me. And I was going to take any opportunity I could get.
Before we get into this season, for those of you who don't know, Josh is actually from Cottonwood, which is just south of Reading. So, we see the effects of the fires that are going on in California, but the Carr fire, which is one of the two that are hitting the state of California, also in Mendocino County and Lake County, it's affecting the city of Reading in a devastating way. When you watch this, you talk to your kids about the fire, but you feel this, directly, right, from the town that you grew up in.
Yeah, and my thoughts and my prayers go out to those people. Just because I know how devastating it is, I know how hard it is to move on with life, and we see the effects of it on football. It makes practice unbearable, it makes practice impossible. And just thinking about those people that have lost their homes, I just send my prayers out to them, and we want to support any way we can.
I just think about last October when the fires hit Santa Rosa, and Cardinal Newman High School got completely devastated. It was ashes after the fire, but that team still continued to go. They practice at a neighboring high school, and they still continue to play football. And so I think that's what's the incredible thing about sport is that it allows you to get away from the day-to-day devastation that could be happening in your day-to-day life.
And it really brings teams together.
Yeah, incredible. So congratulations on your first job here. How has the first few months been? And the next thing you know, you've got a scrimmage against the guy that you're going to have on next in Arvin, and then next Friday, the guy that was just ahead of you on this show, you're going to be at his place in your season opener.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't get easier. We're just trying to install that culture, trying to build up these guys, and really just create that program. We want to create a model program. We don't want to be content to just be a rollover game in our league. We want to be that program that other programs look up to, and coaches come out and see, and they're like, oh, that's how they run their practice. Oh, that's how they run their offense. Oh, that's how they run their defense. That's how they're so good. So I think we have the athletes, we have the structure in place to do that, and I want to continue to build that.
Who's leading the program for you right now? And I don't want to bring him up too much, but obviously when you lose a football player the caliber of Carl Jones, it changes the whole dynamic of how you go into a coaching situation. Who's stepping up to take on that leadership role that he left behind?
I really think it's collective. I think our guys are really working together. That's been our word for the week, together. And they're working together to be leaders. We have a couple seniors on the team, but a lot of our guys, same boat as East, they haven't taken a varsity snap. They're still getting used to it. But I think we have some really, really talented young guys, and I think they're learning how to be leaders in that environment.
Teddy, I want to present a question to you,
Sure.
And then I want it to transition into Josh.
Sure.
As a reporter for so many years, you got to write, you got to experience all that, you got to learn the X's and O's. But then when you were asked to be a sports editor for the first time and now the second time, it changes the whole dynamic of leading something, and you see where I'm alluding to.
No, well, it doesn't. I actually had I want to ask, so my first sports editor job, I was 24, and so I believe you're 24, so you're still 24.
Correct.
So do the players look at you as a young guy? You are young if to be a head coach, but do the players look at you as a young guy, or is it just like business as usual for them? They actually think you're old.
Oh, they think I'm young.
They know
I'm young. They'll try and get away with things, but that's not gonna fly with me. But I think the crucial thing is that I'm able to relate to them, and I'm able to find those things that they like, and I like the same things because I'm their age. So it goes to music. We'll hype it up in the weight room.
That's classic.
I like the same bands or the same rappers they do, not bands anymore. I like the same groups.
Yeah, you can't be throwing bands out there. You're looking old when you throw bands.
Showing my age.
Yeah, no,
I'm going to see Pearl Jam next Saturday.
I want
We
to
can still talk bands. We can still talk bands.
Well, I want to just say, actually, honestly, you might be the youngest coach, by far the strongest beard game that's been in here.
Thank you,
Easily.
thank you,
Yeah,
thank you.
yeah.
Well, he's actually not. Him and Tyler Schauhabel are both 24.
Oh, okay. Hey, my fault. My fault, coach. Yeah.
When you look at let me ask you this. The X's and O's are the easy part of being a head coach. What has been the biggest eye-opening experience for you in your first year going, dude, I got to oversee all of this?
Man, it's the media stuff. It's driving me crazy. No, I'm kidding. It's
The door's right there then.
No, it's just just every little aspect, being involved in a kid's life and trying to get them on the right path. Things come up and life happens. So trying to be there for them and trying to establish yourself as someone that they can look up to has been a really hard thing. I did it as an assistant coach a little bit, but now being in charge of all those kids and being someone that they look up to, especially as a younger guy like myself, they can see me and they know that I've been what they've been through. So I just try and be there for them as much as possible.
I think that's a really good question from Trev, actually, and this is like a legit question.
You're welcome.
Here. Yeah, no problem. Anytime, Trev. But a legit question. So, as a head coach, how much are you involved in the X's and O's and game planning, or does that actually fall more on coordinators, position coaches? Or do you still have your hands very much in that part of the football operation, or is it more CEO type? Mm-hmm. What is it?
Right now, I'm an offensive coordinator as well, so I'm calling plays. I'm making sure we're running the right routes, we're doing the right things on offense. As far as defense goes, I do lean heavily on my defensive coordinator because I can't be everywhere. I think you come in as a first-year head coach, a young guy, and you think, I want to control things. I want to do things my way. I want to be type A. I want to micromanage everything. But I've kind of learned in my first couple of months that you can't do that. You have to be very willing
picture.
big picture, willing to relinquish some of that responsibility and trust the people around you. So I think the most important thing going forward for me is finding those people that I can trust and finding coaches that I trust to run this program well.
You can really lean on. Yeah,
Exactly.
I hear you.
Chad Martinez himself over at Wasco is not a very old guy either. How much of, working underneath him in those final few games that he was the head coach at Wasco when Rick Stewart had to step down, did you learn off of him?
Well, Chad is an amazing coach and an amazing guy. He helped me out so much. Just talking about the interview process with Golden Valley and talking about what exactly it means to go into a program and run it. I've been very benefited by having him around and having him as someone to call. So he has been super helpful. Also, just the head coaches in the area, if I need to reach out to someone, they've been very, very helpful. Paul Gola is one I've talked to, and he's really opened his door for us to go in and just talk. My high school head coach as well, up in Reading, he's run his program for over 35 years now.
What high school did you go to up there?
It's called West Valley.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So up in Cottonwood, and he's been there for 35 years, won a couple of Northern Section titles, and he's just been amazingly helpful in this process, trying to teach me how to become a leader, trying to teach me how to become a head coach.
You would hope that over time people would say, I remember when I first started too. And I mean, good people give back, you would think. Not everyone does. But
well, and the thing is that you're in a community, I'm sure that you've caught on to this very quickly, of a bunch of people that do like to give back, that
Definitely.
do care about each other. And that's the one, shining light on Bakersfield, is that it is a very tight community, and I like that a lot. Mm-hmm. So you didn't really give yourself much wiggle room here in the non-league schedule before you get in the league. You guys got Centennial South, Santa Maria, which is a good team from the coast, mm-hmm. and Highland, obviously, how great they were in the SEYL. How much of those, before we let you go, how much of those, first 5 games really let you know early on what you guys got this year? Yeah,
I think we got to go in, and we obviously can't take anyone lightly. No one's going to take us lightly either. So we got to go in and find out what we have, find out what our young team is made of, and I think what us as coaches are looking for, are how our kids are going to respond, because it's not going to be easy rolling through those first 5 games. It's not going to be easy rolling throughout the season. Mm-hmm. So we got to see how we respond to adversity.
Yep. So, this is a lot of fun for me to be able to watch you guys as first-year head coach and see what you guys can do. So good luck to you, Josh. Welcome to the city. And I don't say welcome to county because you've been here for a couple of years, but welcome to the city, and good luck to you this year. Thanks a lot. Josh Bocker, first-year head coach at Golden Valley. Appreciate your time. Here's a guy that's been around for quite a bit of time. Actually, he's been around for longer than most of his players have been alive. It is Egermers over at Arvin. He will be our next guest here. Coming up on the 2018 BVarsity Coaches Show, brought to you by Motor City Buick GMC. We'll be right back.